Alright, what's happening out there in YouTube land? Forrest here, Cichlid Man 09. We're going to give you guys a quick fish room update, and we're going to feed my fish for you. About 1 p.m. and they're going to get their first feeding, so they should be pretty hungry for everybody. As you guys can see, we got the Dovai back home in the 225. I really do prefer them in this tank. Just feels right, you know. That's the tank they're going to be in for some time. The biggest fish I have, and they're probably going to stay that way for quite a while. But like I said, they're back in the 225 over where they were located in the 150. By the way, this 150 is 6 foot by 2 foot, so it's got the same square footage on the bottom of a 180. Only 20 inches tall, but that's plenty of height. In here we have my Magnum X Hopeful pair. If I sound weird, it's because I'm kind of getting over a cold right now. Extremely ironic to have a cold in what's the hottest part of the year so far. Little irony there, but like I said, we got our 2 Magnum X in here, and also what's in here is my female Gorillas Blue, my spare one. I do not see her around. They were kind of picking on her. Hopefully she's okay. Inspect that a little bit later and see what's going on with that. But Mongo and Goldie are back in the 225. Like I said, they're just doing great. Absolutely adore this pair of fish. Brought their fry with them. For those of you out there who may be new to breeding or whatnot, haven't heard this before, anytime you're moving parents or whatever, it's always a bad thing if the fry suddenly disappear. Father fish usually don't like that and end up taking out their frustration of the disappearing fry on the mother. I've already lost one female Dovai from basically that exact type of thing. So, you know, I put in a small group of fry that calms the parents, just puts them back on business as usual type of thing with raising out the fry, but pair's just doing great. This group of fry is growing at a very good rate. I'm getting a better growth rate out of these than the ones I pulled, which is very interesting. But yeah, Mongo and Goldie in there. Azul and Blondie in their 135 over here, just rocking it. You can see Azul going at the glass. These two are hungry. Been power feeding these guys, so they're begging for food quite a bit. Check out our main man Azul right there in just straight beast mode. Like I said, we're trying to pack on some size, feeding this Your Fish Stuff Foods. I don't know if I've gone out on the limb and, you know, given my full endorsement to this food yet. But we're going to do that today. Make sure my light just doesn't seem very bright. There we go. That way we can see Hulk a little bit better. Like I said, we're going to give our endorsement on this Your Fish Stuff Foods. I'm feeding the same exact stuff that Captain Awesome's feeding, J.W. Heiser. I found this stuff, told him about it. You know, the ingredient profiles of some of the pellets. What are they? The Cichlid Cravers have a fantastic ingredient profile. High protein, a little bit higher fat, great for your grow out projects. Carnivore Sticks, I believe, are a great staple food. 45% fat, 45 protein, 4% fat. Extremely solid list of ingredients. Salmon fish meal, special mix of plankton, shrimp, krill, dry spirulina algae. That right there just screams fantastic list of foods. So basically what I've been doing lately is Carnivore Sticks as my staple. My supplement is my freeze-dried krill, and that's all what my fish are getting, and they're loving it. Usually my morning feeding is krill, and my other couple feedings throughout the day are going to be the Carnivore Sticks. So without further ado, let's start feeding our fish. Not all of my fish are taking the krill currently. The Dovais go after it. The Umbies go after it. Hulk is slightly reluctant with it. He'll eat it, but not as voraciously as the other two. So we'll get some krill in the Dovai tank. Very accurate measurement right there. You can see Mongo. Mongo absolutely loves this krill. Big reason why I'm feeding krill is Mellow Mira, the guy who owns the papa of Mongo and Goldie here, feeds a lot of krill, and his fish just, you know, his fish speak for themselves. And the growth rate he gets from his fish, in addition to how they look, is one of the main reasons I've added krill as, you know, an everyday type of food. But you can see they just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Mongo's getting close to 12 inches when I pulled him. Not quite there yet, but like I said, he's getting close. Get some krill over here in the umbi tank. These two are usually fun to watch feed, so we'll back up real quick. Azul takes the krill really well. I'm not sure if Blondie takes it as much. Yeah, see, she's not as interested. She will, however, devour the carnivore sticks. We'll give her a second. She might decide to go up there. If not, we'll just throw in a couple carnivore sticks and she'll munch on those. This pair of fish, guys, is special to say the least. I lucked out, got a fantastic deal on them. These came from Gage at Cichlid Connection, by the way, so speaks for the quality of fish that he has. And, you know, there were some things in the order, mix up here, mix up there. And he did a really good job making it right for everybody that was in the order. Like I said, I got a fantastic deal on these fish. You know, probably a third of the price of what I was going to pay, and I got larger fish. But there's them. We'll give some carnivore sticks for our lady Blondie so you guys can see her eat. There's a good shot of Azul jumping up there. She'll come over and devour those just like that. Solid stick for the carnivore sticks. I'd say those will be great for fish in the 5-6 inch range and up. I'm going to basically be feeding that to all my fish, you know, permanently. And, you know, the umbies and the dovi, they're 20-inch plus fish, you know, possibly even 2 feet. For the fry in with them, I've got some of my fry food, my generically named fry food. It's basically an aquaculture growth pellet. High protein, high fat. Just got that ground up into a nice fine powder. And all I do is I take a pinch of that into the filter output, and that'll circulate through the tank. And they'll get to munch on some fry powder. Dry my hand off a little bit. Let's feed Hulk here. Hulk will actually see if we can get him to take a piece of krill out of my hand. I'm not one for hand feeding fish. It's, you know, not my thing. I don't really, not really big on that. Sorry if I'm out of focus just sitting there trying to get a nice piece of krill for Hulkaroo. Come here, buddy. Let's see if we can do this. He's still a little wary about my hand. Usually if I don't put my fingers in the water. Yeah, we'll just drop that in there. Like I said, I don't really like to hand feed. I pet this guy the other day for a couple minutes, though. He let me. It was cool. Yeah, see, like I said, Hulk doesn't really excuse me, go after the krill too hard, but carnivore sticks, just like that, he munches on those. This dude's putting on some mass on these carnivore sticks. If you can't tell through the video, he's putting on some serious size, getting taller, getting thicker. Probably not putting on a whole lot of inches in length, but height-wise, weight-wise, he's weight-wise, he's packing on the size. I'm going to pull out a lot of those rocks. I'm going to try and dumb down my aquascapes. When you overcomplicate the aquascape, it makes the tank a lot more difficult to clean. You know, 5 rocks versus 2 rocks really doesn't make a difference for the fish's personality. So I'm probably going to clean that up. That's probably why it looks a little haphazard, strung out in there. But Hulk's just doing fantastic. Excuse me. For those of you who watched the video with my son coughing, he did get me sick. A little twerp. See if Megatron will go over and eat. He's still really, really shy since moving him into this bottom 75. I've been having to go in there quite often. The penguin on this tank was make a hell of a racket yesterday, so I just said screw it. I got 2 sponges in here running this tank, and they're doing fine. And basically I'm using the penguin as a drip system output, kind of. I've just got my drip system running into there, and it's just flowing out through the penguin. I took all the media out and all of the you know, like the mechanical parts, the impeller and the down tube and whatnot. And Megatron's not going to show up for the video. Let's see if we can get... There's our gorillas female. You can see her. She's looking a little worse for the wear. Let's see if we can throw a couple carnivore pellets in there for our Mag X, though. There we go. I've got very high hopes for these 2 Magnum X. Really showing quite a bit of pairing action. I know they're still pretty small and you know, young in their development, but they're coming around. Thus the reason they're in a, I like to put them in a larger tank with no divider and see what happens on their own. That's what I've done with, that's what I did with my Rio Mags. I saw a little bit of flirting action with them, so I didn't initially divide them up. Had them in a decent sized tank. They were in the 150. Paired up just fine. In comparison to my Gorillas Blues, who are divided in the 75 because they weren't showing any pairing action, but I needed to move Megatron out of the community because he was getting a little picked on. I might throw him back in with the Magnum X and see what happens on that front. Look at that giant turd coming out of freaking Azul. Look at that thing right there. Ugh, gross. Nice and solid though. Nasty. So everything's everything in the fish room. Just, you know, doing my Cichlid Man 09 thing. We'll feed our Dovi fry in the bottom 29. We're getting some NLS growth formula 0.5 millimeter pellets. There we go. Got this tank hooked up to the drip now, so able to change a lot of water in that tank. Like I said before, happy to have the Dovi back in the 225. You know, Gorillas Blue project, still waiting for them to kind of come around. Project with the Umbies, you know, they're just doing great. Going to be growing out a solid number of those fry. I'm thinking about raising out a pair for myself so I can have an F1 pair. Just because a couple of the fish F1s that I've got going out there, Micro Machine and Captain Awesome's Fish Room is the main one, who's at a point where he's just looking absolutely ridiculous, and I'd love to raise one up myself, see what we could do. Possibly have a nice F1 Rio Mag pair. May even hit Mr. Man 316 up, and maybe we can cross lines here. Maybe he can give me some F1s, hook me up. You know, maybe if he wants to do an F1 project, I can send him some as well. But that's still a ways down the road. As you can see, they're still itty-bitty little bastards. Just absolutely adore this pair, guys. I love my Dovis, but this pair right here is special, to say the least. You know, I don't think I've said it, but really beautiful Dovis. I hate to say it, but they're kind of dime a dozen. There's not a whole lot of genetic variability. You just got to keep them long enough and give them adequate space, clean water, and you're basically going to have a Dovi high quality Umbies. More of a rarity. They're more highly sought after. And this line right here, as they grow, you know, the parents, it's going to be a special line of fish. And I hope to produce lots of F1s and spread them throughout the hobby so you guys can get some of these awesome genetics. Because, like I said, a few of the F1s out there that I've seen that are getting raised up, you know, definitely representing hardcore for my line. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Go sub up to JW Heiser 1302. If you're subbed to me, you better be subbed to him. Just one of those things, guys. Let's get Hulk to say goodbye to everybody. Come here, buddy. Get over here. I know you're chewing on your food. Let's bother you first. A little glass banging action from our main man, Hulk. Beastliest fish in the fish room. By far, he probably weighs more than my Dovi pair combined. Alright. Check out the freckles on the Magnum X, though. Check that out. Right there. Hoping that's our male. Still have no clue. I'd pull them out to vent them, but I would not be knowing what I was looking at, so it wouldn't make any sense to do that either. Peace out, guys.